Viewers' discretion. Please be aware that the views and opinions expressed by our guest are those of our guest solely, and they are not the views and expressions of the podcast or myself as Madam Speaker and the studios where we are recording. So if you want to come through as somebody who has the right to reply, if the episode is saying anything about you, you are more than welcome to reach out to us. But I want to emphasize that the views and opinions of the guest are solely of the guest and do not represent our channel, our podcast, or myself in any way, shape, or form.
But where are they when I'm telling you that he taught my 3-year-old son how to shoot with a real firearm? You come with women, it doesn't matter whether they're inside the house or not. They have gotten inside the gate. They're inside my property. The glass broke. It went inside my eye. When the doctor was busy, because I was awake, but they had numbed my face.
Yeah.
When he was busy stitching me, he said, "You do know that it's a lie, right?"
Welcome to the Safe Space Chess Podcast with Madam Speaker. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self-love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing us. We are recording at number 7 Cedric Road in Insano Bazalwane. So if you want to come through, maybe you want to start your own podcast or anything like that, you're more than welcome to hit them up on the number that's appearing on your screen. And also, if you want to come through to be our guest, there are 2 numbers which are appearing. You can choose either one of those numbers, and then you write to us so that we can sit and have conversations like we are doing today. I've got a beautiful sister next to me. Apparently, she's saying, "Oh, the highs are high, Mara. Don't worry. She's got this." You know, our sister is going to introduce herself, and we'll go straight into the reason why we are here today. My sister?
My name is Yonela Nkuna, but I prefer Jonas, which is my modern surname.
Okay.
So I really like saying I'm Yonela Jonas for reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wrote to us,
Yes.
and there's a story that you want to share with us today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just go straight into it.
I've been married. I woke up one day, to my surprise, I was divorced.
Ah.
I was never served. I never went to court. I tried to confront the situation with my ex-husband at the time. He gave me, at first he said he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And also I think because he was shocked as how I knew.
Yeah.
I come from a family of well-known South African activists. Okay. So my aunt played a big role at the time, simply because he was playing this card of, I'm getting married.
Okay. Or getting married to somebody else.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was so naive because I kept saying that's impossible.
Yeah.
And I was so relaxed. And my aunt was like, "No, man, this doesn't add up. How is he so certain that he can get married when he's civilly married?"
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, he's probably just bluffing. It's not a big deal. She says, "No, send me your ID number," and his ID number.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was so relaxed about it, but I did. She calls me, I think it was 30 minutes later. She says, "Who are you with?" So I'm like, "No, I was with my last born." So I'm like, "No, I'm with my son." It's like, "Are you seated down?" I'm like, "No, I was actually busy cleaning." I was visiting my sister in Cape Town at the time. And she says, "Yonela, I just can't, I would love to say it in my language the way that she actually said it, you know, because she was like, Mambatan, which is my clan name, ukudivosile lo mfana." What do you mean? You know?
Yeah.
No, ukudivosile mntanami.
Without your knowledge.
No, I didn't know. I I was so shocked. But I was like, but it's not possible because, I know the procedure to these things.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, go back to Joburg. Go to the nearest police station, get me this information.
Yeah.
So we came back with my son. We went home, our home. We were still staying together at the time, married, according to my knowledge, sleeping in the same bed,
But you knew he was having extramarital affairs.
I knew. Okay. But I was like, marriage is, it's not like he's never had, even before we got married. It was normal to me that he's seeing other people, And I went to a police station, and so I call my aunt, like I'm here, and my aunt says, go to the captain. I've already called the station. I go to the captain. He talks to me briefly, but he's obviously on his PC. And he turns the screen around and it says divorced. Now I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
I've known there's been affairs. There's been emotional abuse. There's been physical abuse.
Yeah.
There's been verbal abuse. There's been sorts of kinds and kinds of abuses, but you can't divorce somebody without them being there. Not unless there's something that you said, if you did say it, So I go home. I confront him. He said he didn't know. The first few days he said he didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so now my aunt says, no, he knows. Then she sent, I don't know if it was the divorce decree number or the date of the divorce being finalized, but I know she sent me a number. And then she says, go to High Court. Find this divorce decree. I went to High Court. We looked. We looked. We looked. We went to archives. We found the number. It wasn't mine. The information inside wasn't ours. The number was that one. Okay. I remember sitting on the hallway, you call it a hallway or corridor.
Yeah.
It was 4:30. Now people are leaving. They can't assist me anymore.
Yeah.
I just sat there and I broke down. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I've known so much about you, but I missed this part. I didn't think you were capable.
Yeah.
But then it took me back to a meeting that he once called my parents for. And I'll forever be grateful for my family. I think, the fact that the minute they realize what's going on, they just shut him out.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to be a part of your life. And I think they made it so clear, like, we don't want this. Yes, we struggled to pick it up, but we did, and we don't want this. So that was before this whole thing. You need to decide if we suggest you come back home, but it's your decision, So he had called them about, there were so many stories around this. At first, there was an issue of we're trying to buy a house where I live right now. We're trying to buy a house, and we can't both do, now we're married and in community of property.
Yeah.
Now we can't, credit checks, it had to do with credit checks, And, so now they need to credit check one. And I remember I hinted to my parents that, so I would have to, because we're married in community of property, I was advised that I'd have to divorce her in order to do a credit check so that I can get the house for us.
Okay.
And then after I get the house, then we get married. And I remember my dad's response so well. He was like, no, get divorced the proper way.
Yeah.
Everything must be done normally and formally. You're married in community of property. And then if you do decide that you want to marry her after you get the house, that's fine. Remember, now we are talking to a detective. My dad he's retired now. He was a detective for 35 years.
Yeah.
That was his response to the situation. Until this day, he always says, I already knew what was happening.
Sure.
I just played along, but I knew,
Yeah.
you know. And upon that meeting, there was a point where he was like, yeah, no, I also think you need to take her back home so that you can just teach her a bit as to how to be a wife. And I was raised by a stepmom that I adore very much. I remember my mom because my house has approximately 16 to 18 cameras with audio. It's not just visual, it's audio. So she went to the bedroom and she was like, there's somebody else. I'm married to your dad. There's somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm a married woman. I was in denial, and there was. Yeah. So that's how I got divorced. Eventually, so now my aunt involved lawyers and like, okay, I'm gonna get the information for you, but you need to make a decision as to what are you gonna do, because this is not normal, you know. And eventually we found from Home Affairs, because of her connections, one-paged divorce decree. That's what he calls it.
Okay.
Basically, if you were to read the thing, I still have it. I never delete it because I want it to be a reminder. It basically says, if I were there, I would say he told them that either he couldn't find me, either I abandoned him and the children, either I was being served at a different address, but something happened.
Okay.
Until this day, I don't have clarity, I don't have closure, but that's what he signed, and his ID copy is there, his signature is there. Actually, even reading it, it always makes me laugh because I don't understand it, you know? So you're like, and strangely, there's a stamp of, I don't know if it's the magistrate or whoever that officialized it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you guys were not even scared enough to hide this because I've got the stamp. Or you thought, I'm so stupid that I wouldn't be able to get this information.
Hey, my sister. You know, the
So-
one thing that is shocking me, ne, is that I do understand that, yes, in South Africa, you can divorce somebody without their consent. That's if they're giving you trouble when you want to divorce them and they don't want
We're
to.
staying in the same house.
That's
sleeping
what
in
I'm
the same
saying.
bed.
That's what I'm saying, that for somebody who is staying in the
Yes.
same house as you, it's completely
I am
different.
fully aware that you can do that.
Yes.
Here, the problem is that we are staying in the same house.
Even after the
waking
divorce.
up in the same house, sleeping in the same bed. We were married, yes, customary, but civilly we were married in 2019. The divorce was finalized in 2020.
And when are you finding out?
I found out 2023. We're still staying in the same house.
Yeah.
So now we can't say that's legal because
Yeah. Yeah. So, my sister, then what is the way forward when you find out now that you are divorced to this person?
confrontations. I mean, I think, and we still stay together.
Even now?
No, after
Oh,
I found
okay,
out.
Okay.
A lot happened, you know. I met good people along the way, friends that I met through him and friends that I met after him. And because I'm dealing with such a loud person, when I'm saying loud, I don't mean vocally. He likes audience.
Okay.
So immediately when that happened and was like, okay, now I'm breaking my silence. Remember, there's still physical abuse, there's still emotional abuse, there's still all these things.
Yeah.
So there's police in and out, there's, you know. What did he do? Oh my God, he's done so much. Like, I can't even keep track. This morning I had to wake up and sit on my bed and relive everything because I needed to be able to tell you the story.
Yeah.
And I think because automatically your mind sort of like forgets some
Yeah,
things
some of the things-
intentionally.
yes.
Yeah. You know, my daughter reminded me yesterday that, do I remember she was epileptic when she was a child? I had forgotten because of how traumatic it was for me, you know? So I think after that, well, now there were affairs, one affair after the other. And the thing is, with my ex-husband, you can fight with women, ne? But there's this thing that he does. He picks very good women. Like, you can fight because you're a wife, but eventually you sit down and you're like,
Poor
but she's,
woman.
you know, what? And in that process of finding out, because now I'm so close to all these people that happened after that event, it's difficult to even bring the information forward, you know. I mean, there were marriages, there were so many things that happened within that, meaning you can say you were doing this for the house, but this is the main reason. I mean, you're customary married now and you're still living with me in the same house.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I only found out from social media, from your friends.
You.
Not my friends. My friends were not there, from your friends. You know, like, Yonela, where are you? Are you okay? Like, but what's going on?
Sure.
So eventually he left,
Yeah.
you know. But even the leaving, it still makes me laugh. There was no, I'm leaving. There was, I want peace. You don't give me peace. You're toxic. And remember, and I've always said, I'm going to give you everything that you said I am. Take it. I am that. If I need help, I'm going to go get help like I am now. I don't think you're the right person that can say, I need help and actually get me the help.
Yeah.
Because where I'm standing, you need help.
Yeah.
You know, you can't create a lie and believe in a lie and want the world to believe in a lie. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So after that, I know he would take clothes, you know, now and again. It just escalated. Just when you're getting used to a woman, there's another one.
Okay.
You have to get used to it. There's another one. But now the trick to this is not the women. It's the exposure that my children have. They're a part of it. They go out on dates. They go out on vacations. They go out on lunches. That's where the problem is. That's where the problem began. That's the problem that I have.
Yeah.
I don't have, I mean, you had these affairs before we got married. I was naive enough to think it's going to stop. It didn't. But now I've got children. And that's where the problem comes in, my kids. So, I mean, he did that. It was one woman after the other. One time, I remember, I don't know where I was coming from. Was it work or what? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Open the wardrobe. Haibo. Siyaphela Muslim mpahla la wardrobe. Where are these clothes going?
Yeah.
The truth has a way of coming out.
Yeah.
It just came out. Oh, there's
Moved on with his life.
There's somewhere. Okay. And then, as there was somewhere, and then I remember one time I'm opening the wardrobe again. These clothes are inside the wardrobe.
Yeah.
They clumsily packed in the bag, and you know these fleece blankets that we use? Some of them are wrapped in the fleece blanket. I think they stayed for 5 days. I kid you not, I did not see them leave my house. But they left, and they went to another house again. So they moved from that house to my house,
and then from your house
from my house to another house. And how I knew they moved, the furniture from that house was brought to my house. So it stayed there at the back, and then the clothes moved to another house. I'm still in the house.
Even to this day.
I stay with my children. So when I met him, I had my son. He had his children. I had one. He had a couple of kids. I still stay with all of them.
To this day.
Yes. And I think in his head, when I analyze it, it could be a narcissistic behavior because he thinks, because now he's raising my son, I'm obligated. Okay. So if you think I'm obligated to, even the loyalty itself, you're obligated, you know? So I'd be like, okay, so this means I can't leave obviously it also comes with his financial power and his connections. I can't leave with my children and say, I'm going home. I'm doing this. I mean, I've tried. Yeah, I've tried. I've gone back. I can't say I need my own apartment. I've always threw that card and it'd be like, no, I'm getting it. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 months. Till this day, we're still getting that apartment. But I'm still with all the children. And believe me, he has beautiful children that I adore so much. The ones he had before he got married, the ones he had within our marriage. I love all of them so much. They're such a blessing. And I think that's the only good thing that came out of everything he's been doing, you know? And I won't lie, they also do adore me. So, yeah, that's the life that...
So, my sister, you mean to tell me that if this guy didn't divorce you behind your back, you were still going to be married to him even now?
You know what? It's strange because I can't answer that question. But one thing I remember is when my family said, fight. I said, no. They said, why? I said, I'm happy that he divorced me. I don't know, because I don't think maybe I would have went to the divorce court, but I can assure you, I wouldn't be in the same space with him. I don't know that kind of abuse. I mean, I'm sure there's women in South Africa and in the world that have been through worse.
Yeah.
But I'm validating what I went through, what I'm going through. And in the midst of it all, there's so much, man, that I don't think us sitting here today would have to spend days unpacking.
Yeah.
And I think for me, at the end of it all, I'm the bad person. Like I said, he's loud because of audience. So I'm the bad person to our friends, to his family. And I thank God his family's remained neutral and loyal to me. My family, he can't touch. He can't even dare. They don't want that.
Yeah.
But to our friends and the world, I'm a bad person. I'm a bad mom. I'm a bad wife. We're talking about a wife that would wake up at 3 a.m. when you come back from your hustle, make you tea, sit and watch you drink your tea, make you food, warm it, sit and watch you eat your food until you go to bed. We're talking about a woman that would wash your underwears. So a woman that raised your children. In your absence, when you were busy with women, that's the woman we're talking about. We're talking about a woman that has done so much. A woman that has stayed with your parents when you were busy with women without complaining. So according to him, and I give it to him, he should take it. I'm a bad mom. I'm a whore. I'm a psychiatric case. I'm an alcoholic. I'm not worthy to be loved. I'm useless. I'm stupid. I don't love myself. There's so much.
Yeah.
And I am like, I've tried for so many years to fight him. Like, you can't paint this picture of me to the world when you know the truth.
Yeah.
Now I'm giving it to him. Let him take it.
Yeah.
I am whatever it is that he says I am.
Sure.
But when will we ever talk about who you are and what you've done? I'll tell you something simple. I think I was a calculated move. I always say to his close friends that I work with that I was a guinea pig. He wanted to prove something, and he used me, and he proved it, and he won. He won. You can't tell me I will meet somebody that is trying to get his life on track, he's hustling. At the time, when I met him, I was working for regional office F&B. And you tell me, I actually don't even know how I bought the story. It surprises me till this day. What did he say?
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like, he's so good with words. And that's why so many women have fallen for this. I don't even blame them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he did it to me. He can do it to anyone. I think that's just how I look at it. I mean, there's so much. There's so much, man, that we can go back to. We've had police in and out of my house. We've had social workers. There's so much. I don't even know if I've seen these things on TV.
Yeah.
They happen. I mean, I can't deny that. But for them to happen to a child of a detective, myself, it's like, it's abnormal. Somebody would say, you should have seen it. You should have said something. I did. And I don't blame my family for raising me with love and loyalty. Yeah. But what I know is that he misused that loyalty. Yeah. He used it against me. And if anything he did, he used my loyalty and my heart against me. And now when I'm saying I'm not coping mentally, I'm not, like I've had days where in order just to survive, it would have to be antidepressants and alcohol just to be able to sleep. Yeah. I can tell you, Madam Speaker, I've spent a year without sleeping. I don't. When I wake up in the morning, I have an energy drink. If I'm like, okay, I'm crashing down, it would have to be an antidepressant, a sleeping pill, and alcohol. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Yeah. And that, he didn't go tell the world what happened. He just used that against you. Yeah. When my children found me last year, non-responsive, and I was in ICU, Mabarton Hospital, for 5 to 7 days. He was out of the country, but he didn't feel the need to rush back. Yeah. It was because of those antidepressants, the sleeping pills, to a point where one of my friends asked me this week, why don't you go to your doctor? Because you're saying the past month you've been struggling. I was like, no, with everything. Okay. Like even getting out of my bed, you know. I said, I'm scared of myself. I don't want them near me. I'm scared of myself. Yeah. And the minute I go see my doctor, because of the history that we have, I'll have to go back on them. And I'm scared. Yeah. I don't think my story just starts or ends with how he divorced me and how I feel like South Africa failed me. How does this happen? I mean, how does it happen? That somebody, which officials are officializing these things? Do you understand? Yeah. We have police, we have so many departments. Yeah. Like, how did this happen? That's what I'm asking myself. How did this happen? And when I tell people, guys, you know that I didn't get divorced. I was never at divorce court. People think I'm lying because he's convinced them.
That it was like a mutual thing.
Yes.
That you guys wanna...
Oh, yes. No, I divorced her because she drank a lot. And every time I'm like, you know, when you're dealing with a narcissist, there's one thing you need to understand. He will turn everything and anything against you and to his advantage. Yeah. And that's what he's done. People don't know what he's done to me. People don't know the beatings. People don't know the blood. People don't know the sleepless nights being pointed with a gun the whole night. People don't know those things. Yeah. They know what he's told them. And because my voice was not loud enough, people bought his story. Yeah. I've got people that were my friends. They're no longer my friends. They bought his story. Yeah. Yes, I've got a few that has stayed intact. I have dealt with a narcissist. You know, he's not just out Google these words because I'm trying to understand him. And I'm making excuses for him. Yeah. You know, I'd be like, you know, it's his upbringing. You know, when a man lacks parental upbringing, these things happen. And my family will be like, no, you make a choice. Yeah. You know, they always say to me, you were raised by a stepmom, right? Yeah. But you could have made a choice as to how you want to react to your mom not being there. My mom passed away a long time ago. May she rest in peace. Like, I could have reacted differently. Yeah. But I was like, I love my mom so much, and I'm still going to embrace my stepmom. She's my mom. She raised me, and I love her so much. You know, I made a choice. So I made excuses all the time. Guys, it's because of how he grew up. It's because of this. And I think that's how I'm where I am. I can't it's getting emotional. That's why I'm here, because I made excuses for him.
Yeah.
I thought protecting him was an obligation. I thought loyalty to him was being proven by me sacrificing myself to a point where he believed that my loyalty towards him is mandatory. I don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, there's so much.
Yeah.
There is so much. I asked him a question last week. I sent him a text because now, obviously, now he stays with somebody else again, and he would tell the children that your mom can't call me at 5 a.m. She's causing unnecessary problems. And that time, I'm one person that doesn't enjoy calling him. I'd call him if there's a need.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's needed right now. If I can do it myself, I do it. If I can't, I have to call him. The child is sick. And you'd still make those comments. So I've made it a norm to text.
Okay.
Whenever you feel like it,
can
you
reply.
respond.
Yeah.
I said to him, listen, I've been trying to apply for a business loan. And I've spoken to the banks. There's a car that he had bought under my name, which is one thing he does best, buying women cars. He pays for them, but they're under their names. So depending on your relationship, if he's going to pay for it or not, behave so I can pay for the car.
Okay.
So I don't drive the car. I don't know where the car is right now. So I'm like, this is the total amount they've given me. This is what they said the arrangement should look like. Please advise further. The business loan is urgent. I cannot wait any longer.
Yeah.
He read it. Said nothing. I'm like, I'm talking to a man that's buying cars like it's toys. I'm saying to you, this car that you bought for me under my name, that you are not paying for right now, I don't want the car. Let's fix the payment. Let's make arrangements. I'm not applying for a car. I'm applying for a business loan. And you ignore me. I went on for days asking him the same thing. Can we please sort this thing out? Can we please sort this thing out? No, because I'm a crazy person. I'm a psychiatric person. He says what? Oh, he says I'm bipolar. All these things. There's no, and whatever. I don't speak to whores. I don't speak to alcoholics. There is no way he can sit down and say, you know what, Yonela? Okay, I think this is holding your life a bit. Let's try and fix it this way. For a man who's got access to the house, because remember, it's his house, according to him. So you can't even change the remote gate keys. You just hear the remote, the keys. In fact, you hear the gate. Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Does whatever he wants to do in his house, sits if he wants to sit, do whatever, and he leaves. And I'll feel like an imposter, because now it's like,
Yeah.
wow, the owner is here. Sure. When it suits him, I'm the owner of the house. Like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to instruct. When he wants to show me who he is, it's my house. I get in when I want, how I want. I do whatever I want. Yeah. Again, it also comes with that financial power of some sort. Yeah. And if you dare not go with what I'm saying right now, possessions will be taken. Finance will be removed. It's just been like that for years.
Yeah.
You know what?
But my sister, now, what about you moving on with your life now? You know.
Let me tell you, that guy, he does not get scared or ashamed to tell me, and that tells me how much he uses the South African system and he misuses it. He would be like, I'm tracking your calls. I know when you're on a call, with who, where you are, how. Your WhatsApp conversations get to my phone first before they get to you. You are sitting in a house with over 16 cameras with audio. He was able to drive in, open the gate and drive in with a woman. But you cannot have a man picking you up at the gate. he is not ashamed to say it. You must walk to the other side. I don't want my children to be exposed to this. Are my children not exposed to it? I'm telling you, you are seeing multiple women, you're changing women. And my children are exposed to these women. You come with women, it doesn't matter whether they're inside the house or not. They have gotten inside the gate. They're inside my property. And I'm supposed to sit in the house and act normal as if nothing is happening. And you're telling me there's no guy that can go pick me up or drop me off outside the gate. The last time that happened, I was such a big case between Johannesburg and Pretoria because my uncle, again, being an activist, he just went wild. That dropped off caused the scar. It's a lifetime scar. That drop off by a guy caused this scar. The scar is not something that he met me with or whatever. It's just because I'm wearing dark glasses. They're prescription, but they're dark. I can remove them so you can see it. And now you can imagine if it's 2 years later, it has healed. Now imagine how it was at the time. Sure. And when this happened, he had an affidavit stating that he cannot get near the house. So being a guy dropping me off in our street, he drove so I could see him. He took out his firearms. I think I missed the part where we work with firearms because of the security industry that we're in. Like he's the kind of man that carries a handgun and then a rifle 24/7. Yeah. He took it out. So I think he fired a shot. I don't even remember. And he came to me and he took it and he hit it. He hit me with it. So remember, I'm a person that wears glasses. I've never not worn glasses. So as he hit me with it, the glass broke. It went inside my eye. I had to go to theater for them to remove the glasses out. And he said, just please tell them that, he told the brother, tell them that she was robbed coming back from the garage. And when the doctor was busy, because I was awake, but they had numbed my face. When he was busy stitching me, he said, you do know that it's a lie, right? We can tell what happened. We've seen these cases so many times. And I was, then I was told not to go outside and my phone had to be taken. I shouldn't take pictures of the eye. My family should not know. And that same night, he left the country. He left the country because now he was scared that I might. So he left the country. I think I saw him 2 or 3 days later, if I'm not mistaken. It took me a lot of courage to accept my eye and the new reality. Already when you are dealing with someone that has made you feel so ugly and your self-esteem is so low, and now this is another blow, you've got a scar, you know? It's something I've had to live with. And I think it's one thing that I take a day at a time, because sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you know? Again, he made me believe. I remember his words were like, you made me do it. You made me do it. You can't. I think, not just in South Africa, even if you were to find a woman in bed with somebody else or a man in bed with somebody else, it's not your right to kill them. It's not your right to hurt them. It's not. And I'm in the street. You come to me in the street knowing there's an affidavit that's telling you not to be in this property. You hurt me to this extent. I need to go to theater, MRI scans, all these things. And when I'm telling you that I've actually have such bad memory loss right now. You know, we could have this conversation and tomorrow you'd have to ask me about it.
Yeah.
Not that I don't know what we're talking about. The minute I don't see you and I do something else, it's like, and I remember doctors were like, it could have been the fall. Others were like, no, it's the trauma. She's too traumatized. So they've always said different things, and I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
If there is a doctor that I can see now, I'd probably go see to say, okay, she's behaving this way, she's acting this way, either because of the trauma or this or this. But I feel like I've got this open wound that doesn't have closure because he himself has not given me the closure.
Yeah.
You can't separate and leave me and divorce me, and you expect me to see you every day and you think I'm going to heal from it.
Yeah.
How do I see you every day? Is that not the reason why when people are divorced, one goes the other way, one goes the other way?
Yeah.
You're giving yourselves time to heal. Whether you're a woman or a man, you're allowed to heal.
Yeah.
So you are busy changing women and your houses, and I'm seated in our marital home with our children, doing normal duties, being loyal to you 24/7, and you think, I'll be normal, I'll heal, everything is okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
How?
Sure. Yeah, no.
How? When you have beaten me, I would sit with a gun on my head the whole night. Do you expect me to wake up and be normal? And what I hate the most is that now, because of everything that I'm going through, emotional and otherwise, I feel like he's depriving my children of a mother. Because now, not just my biological ones, but all my children, because all my boys had to become my dad, because my dad is in Eastern Cape. They had to be my brothers. My brothers are not around. They had to be my husbands. Do you understand? And they still have to be sons.
Yeah.
Because he's failed at it. I don't have any other word. He's failed at it. And what it does to compensate, he uses his money and flaunts it on these children.
Yeah.
That's how he compensates, meaning he's a better parent.
Yeah.
Where are you when they are sick at night? Where are you when they have anxiety at night? Where are you when they can't sleep at night? Where are you when they're having emotional breakdowns because of what we are going through?
Yeah.
And you think your pocket is going to buy it all, like it's okay. You can mention all these things. I even said, maybe it was my mistake not being, because I was always like, I don't want to be a spiteful ex-wife. I don't want to be a spiteful mother. I'm not taking him to court. I'm not, there's so many things.
Yeah.
And, in that, I have to apologize to my family. I failed them a lot because there's nothing they haven't tried to say, do this, do this. I was like, guys, I'm not that person. I can't, I'm not going to fight. I don't want my children in and out of court. But look where it got me. Now he thinks, the other day he said, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Hey, you drank and I'm like, the funny thing is that you like using this word. Do you know, you are a criminal. And I know you're a criminal. And I never say to anybody. Yeah. You are, and I was like, you are a criminal. And I'm not hiding it. But you don't hear me going around and around, even though what I know he's saying is true, because I've got a sister that's a doctor. She even asked, which medical school did he go to? To come and diagnose all these things that he's diagnosing. Yeah. Madam Speaker, I would walk into hospitals and say, I'm bipolar, check me out.
Because he made you believe
because he's telling me, they would laugh. I'm like, no, I'm bipolar, I know. So check that. I'm telling you why I'm here. I'm bipolar.
Sure.
They'll be like, Yonela, if we were bipolar, we would have told you.
Yeah.
Don't we talk to you? We would have told you. When I tried to commit suicide, even then, he's like, me, I'll never kill myself for anybody. But you know what his brothers said when they came to see him when I eventually woke up? They were like, Skoni, we are sorry. We have failed you. He said, me, I'll never kill myself for anybody.
Yeah.
In his head, I'm sick, I'm bipolar.
Yeah, that's why you attempt.
I was drowning. I'm drowning. Like, if I could wake up one day and say, I'm closing this chapter of my life, I'm squeezing his blood out of my children, I would do that.
Yeah.
So that they forget who he is and we move on.
Yeah.
That's how bad it has become.
Sure, my sister. I'm really sorry for what you've been through. It's a lot. And, when you are narrating your story, I can relate in a sense that even when I share my own story, you would think, this person, how is she sharing her story? And even laughing in between, you would think it didn't really do much. But yeah, if you sit and you think about it, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot for one person to go through.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. But here you are. I just thank God for your life. And I think that then gets to the conclusion where I would want to ask you, what is the reason why you are sharing, you decided to share your story today, and what would you share with the viewers at home as a message that you're leaving them with?
I think for me, it's a pity that your partner is not like written on their forehead who they are. And I think as Black children, girls, but even boys, we're not taught about narcissistic behaviors.
Yeah.
And girls are not taught about misogynistic behaviors. Yeah. We're not taught about chauvinists.
Yeah.
If we were, it would have been easy. And my family did so well with raising us. They've done well, but I missed it.
Yeah.
And I saw the signs. And then my heart failed me.
Yeah.
My beliefs, my loyalty that I was taught and brought up with failed me, I think for him, I know when this comes out today, it could mean the end of my life.
Sure.
I'm fully aware of it,
Yeah.
because it's played around with those words. I'll kill you with my own hands. There's no army that can stop me from killing you. Yeah. I'll kill you, kill myself, and kill the children. I'll hurt you so bad, I'll kill the children in front of you and kill you, or kill you in front of the children.
Yeah.
Those are the words and the language that he uses when he talks to me. So for me, I think it's how the South African law has failed me.
Yeah.
And now that I've came out, who is willing to reach out and give me the answers that I need? Because I've got so many questions. I want to know, when you even saying, it's like you don't know somebody. I want to know, who is this man? There's so much, who are you?
Yeah.
Where were you born? By whom? All these things. How did you get to Johannesburg? Because most of us are not born in Joburg. All these things, it's things that I want to know. Because one day, we have a boy child. One day, I need to tell my son about the father. Right now, I don't have anything good to say. Yeah. What am I going to say? And you are talking to a girl child that was raised by a very active father. My dad has never... I think that's why when someone asked me, when was the first day he hit you? I don't remember. Because it was like, okay, but us were not being hit at home by men. So, yeah, so I think maybe I sort of like forgot it. And maybe I forgot the amount of years it happened. Only when I have to go back, I remember. Yeah. So I think for me, it's how he's gone out to the world and portrayed this image of me, created lies, and he believed them without taking accountability, without having to sit down for a day and say, I'm sorry for my part.
Yeah.
What can I do? We are raising children. And people always mistake this to, oh, she wants him back. Jesus Christ, I would die before I sleep with that man again. I don't even see it. All I want is like, take accountability. where is the South African justice system? Where is the entire South African system when there are women like me who are going through this? Tomorrow I might want to get married. And when I do, then he's going to pull up the fake divorce decree like she's married. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because I'm young. I mean, I'm only 37. He's way older than me. So what happens tomorrow I want to get married? And then just when I'm like, okay, I'm getting married, I'm moving on. Then he pulls up the fake divorce decree that, oh no, she's married. What then? So where's the South African system when this whole thing is happening? There are people, I don't believe it's just him.
Yeah.
There are people who are doing this in South Africa to innocent women.
Yeah.
I don't care about him changing women every day. Where are the social workers when I'm saying to you, okay, he calls me all these names. I'm a whore, I'm an alcoholic, I'm psychotic, I'm this, I'm this. Okay, I'm taking it in. But where are they when I'm telling you that he taught my 3-year-old son how to shoot with a real firearm? Where are you when I'm telling you that he is changing women in front of my children? That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah, no, I hear you, my sister. And I have this belief that if you don't tell your story, people are going to tell your story on your behalf however way. So
They
bravo
have
to you.
For so many years. They
Yeah,
have.
so bravo to you for coming forward to share your own story yourself.
Thank you so much.
I do believe that for those who want to reach out, the viewers at home, you are going to leave comments in the comment sections and tell us what you think about today's episode. If you can help our sister in any way possible, if maybe you have more knowledge, more than us as we're sitting here, please do reach out to us and let's see how we win. Because I don't believe that we are here just so that we can lose at the end of the day.
No, I don't believe so. I think I told you earlier that our interview was supposed to be in the evening.
Yeah.
When I got the call at 1, that is at 3, I had to open my wardrobe and drag it down, take a shower and take whatever and run because I was like, I'm not going to cancel because I think it's God.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
So I went with that drive that I think it's God and it's time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my sister, for joining in. Bazalwane at home, thank you so much for joining in. Let's continue engaging in the comments and sharing what we think about today's episode and see how we can help each other. I will see you on the flip side. I love you. God bless you.